Welcome to WRESTLEEN, wrestling podcast for true wrestling fans. This is episode 16. Today's episode about that whack WrestleMania. It's straight up, the best way to put it, garbage. Booty garbage. There's so many adjectives we could call it.
One of the worst.
Yes.
For sure.
Has to be one of the worst of all time. Like, there was nothing redeemable about this one. There might be like one good match out of there, two maybe, but that's all. There's nothing else.
Other than the main event for night one and main event night two. All those matches were averaging under 10 minutes or under 15 minutes for WrestleMania.
Yeah. And it's like, yo, straight up, like 7 minutes for the women? 7, 8? You know, you're giving these women, like, as little time as possible, and then you got these people over here going, oh, man, AEW doesn't give the women enough time. Yeah, that's an issue with AEW. I agree. AEW needs to give the women more time. But don't be telling me that WWE's doing any better when 8 minutes is all they can muster out for their women's champion. Their top women's champions. Or you're having 8-minute matches that are booked like garbage because we don't care. That's the thing. WrestleMania was so poorly booked. There was nothing.
What they want is the money.
Yeah.
They don't care. Once they have the money, once the tickets are sold, they don't care. You don't have to enjoy it. We have your money.
Yeah, you don't have to like it. Because
or you're going to lose me as a fan. I'm not buying your pay-per-views or going to your, like, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, this and that. It's okay. Plenty of other people will.
Yeah. That's, I guess, that's basically how they're looking at it.
That's fucked up.
Is that, you know, well, if you're not a fan, if you're not a true fan, then we're just gonna get another one. We don't need you. You already paid for it. We don't care past that point. As long as your money is in our pocket,
exactly,
that's all we need. You know, and it's insane to me that that's how WWE is running right now. And I get it, you know, Vince McMahon wasn't running it the best with the whole, you know, thing, oh, we're going to keep prices low, when you could go up. Okay, I'm not saying that a price increase is the worst thing you could have possibly done to this company. But when your price increase that you're doing to this company is like 400%.
WrestleMania years ago.
Yes.
In the 90s and early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
You sold a WrestleMania within minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, people are going to say, yeah, but they were arenas, they were not stadiums, this and that. Now, if you go and do WrestleMania in an arena, you know, or hell, you can go MSG.
Mm-hmm.
Will you sell it out in minutes?
No.
With the way these prices are?
You will not sell it out in minutes because, like, straight up, people can't afford it. That's what I'm saying, is that a price increase, okay, if you want to increase the price a little bit,
it's
yeah.
It's bad in everything. I mean, the video games, I mean, they are ridiculous. I mean, you buy the game,
and they
want to buy a basic, it's like $80.
Yeah.
And by the time you get everything, all the DLCs and stuff, you're paying $150.
Exactly.
That's insane.
And that's for like the best edition of the game, and then the best edition of the game came with the battle pass that you still had to level up to get everybody. It's like, yo, straight up, what are we doing here?
Money overall.
And that's the thing. That's why the battle pass was such a hard thing for people, because it was so hard to level up that it basically felt like, oh, you pay $10 for it and you can't get everything out of it. They take your money and scam you. It's like, yo, that's insane. I've played the game, and as I'm leveling up, you know, Season 2 of this Battle Pass, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, yo, I'm not getting Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, or, you know, Season 6. I'm not leveling up all the way. I'm just getting my way to Tier 1 to get my, you know, all my characters I paid for and leaving this. I don't care. Because that's what it leaves you feeling like. Everything is money hungry. I took a bunch of screenshots for a video idea that I had, of the live events tab in one of the modes there, where you have to buy an entire thing. You have to collect all the cards of this one specific card pack to get Ron Cena. Once you get Ron Cena, then and only then can you challenge for AJ Styles from TNA. That is so much money that you would have to spend to get 2 characters. Why?
That's insane. Yeah,
It's money hungry.
You already paid for the damn game.
Exactly, and now you got
paid for the DLC.
And now you got to gamble because you don't get all those cards guaranteed. You buy packs of those cards and you might not get them. And what's even better, they got rid of the pack that you need. So right now you can't even get all the cards out of the WrestleMania series to get Ron Cena, to get TNA AJ Styles. They're making it as hard as possible, so you have to eventually, when it comes to the card shop in the game, you have to drop like $50 on TNA AJ Styles.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
And that's the fun thing.
Yeah.
That's the fun thing, which is the video game. Imagine the people that went there. We're sitting there for hours.
Mm-hmm. And watch nothing.
And 8 minutes, 12 minutes, it's like, what the hell?
Imagine how a Rhea Ripley fan felt, let's say, going there to watch, their favorite wrestler at WrestleMania challenge for this world title, and she goes and has an 8-minute match.
What they'll say is, but she won.
She won.
They went home happy.
But she had an 8-minute match. And then they watched as all her peers.
It's not her fault. She's so much better than Cargill. Cargill couldn't keep up with her.
That fan watched as all of her peers, all the men on the card, got longer times than she did. That fan's gonna go home unhappy. Like, man, I wish that she would have had more time. And seriously, what was that time spent on? You had a 4-hour block for this, and you spent 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes. Like McIntyre and Jacob Fatu was 10, 12 minutes. Cody and Randy was 20-something minutes, and then it ended.
What did they spend all that time on?
Ads.
What it was, 3-hour long pre-show?
Yep, 3-hour pre-show with no matches.
I don't get it. Why?
Because it hypes up people.
Hype up what?
It hypes them to get into the...
No.
I don't know. I can't justify this as a joke. There's nothing. I can't even do the whole Triple H impression. Oh man, it gets people to buy it. No, it doesn't.
We're more profitable than ever.
Yeah, we're more profitable than ever, and we're better than ever at wasting your time. That's what it is. Those 3-hour pre-shows are a waste of time. Straight up, instead of watching 3-hour pre-show, watch Janela's Spring Break.
Yeah.
Because that's better. Watch.
People are gonna complain. They're gonna say, "Oh, it's not real wrestling." WWE is.
Yeah, and here I'll say the boldest thing of all time. Joey Janela's Spring Break 10 was a better pay-per-view than WrestleMania. Either night of WrestleMania, that was a better pay-per-view than.
Yep.
There were better matches. There were better wrestlers. The match the match the day after was great too. The Rumble. It was great. It was a great card up and down the card. There was standout performances from a lot of people.
It's not a Rumble. It's a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Who won it?
Mid Shotzi.
Shotzi what?
Shotzi Stankheart. Shotzi's garbage. But look, there was so many
she didn't even need the tank.
Yeah. There was so many great performances. I could even name one: Matt Tremont versus Otis Cogar. That was great.
Yep.
Janela versus what is it? Luke Harper's son. That one was also great.
That match was longer than most matches at WrestleMania.
It was longer than almost all of them except one. It was 30 minutes and it was great.
And that's a kid.
Yeah, a kid had a 30-minute match in his first ever match. And put on a better performance than anybody did at WrestleMania. And a lot of people got mad when Meltzer was like, oh, well, this kid is better than all the guys in NXT. Dude, I believe it. I've seen the people at NXT. Lexus King is your peak.
I don't know how the hell he's still employed.
I could not tell you how Lexus King is employed. I couldn't even tell you how Supernova 11 is.
Are for him.
How is there?
Somebody said the reason they hired Jeff Cobb was because they didn't want nobody else to have him.
Yeah, they didn't want to.
They didn't want him.
Yeah.
But we just don't want nobody else to have him.
Yes.
You cool him down enough. The guy had, I believe,
he was supposed to challenge for the world title.
9 matches in almost a year.
I think 11. 3 of which were singles matches.
Yeah, I know 3 of them were singles, but I don't know how many total. And then You cut him loose.
Yeah.
So now what? What is the guy gonna do?
Well, he's gonna go back to New Japan and stink up the ring.
Does he really want to go back?
He's gonna go
Japan?
crawling back to New Japan and hope to join United Empire again with Bruvspree over there, with Death Rider Billy.
Yeah.
Death Rider Billy, the worst IWGP champion of all time. Give that belt back to Yotatsuji. They got Andrade in the United Empire.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need Jeff Cobb. They got the Great O'Khan.
Yeah.
The Stank O'Khan.
The Great O'Khan. His name.
The Great O'Khan. The Great O'Khan who's trying to fight Osprey.
Yeah.
I don't think the Great O'Khan realizes you can't keep up to that.
Yeah.
But look,
there are levels.
When you look at it, WWE put on a terrible performance, and that's without even getting into the fact that the prices, the ticket sales, were not there. They did not.
Then the next day, a couple days later, they're talking about the money that those that participate in WrestleMania, the type of money that they made. They're talking about iShow Speed was given, I think it was, I don't know. No, Femi that he's saying was 1.5 million.
Which could be fake.
iShow Speed was $750,000, if I'm not wrong.
No, that one's definitely fake.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And then on top of that, literally a couple weeks after WrestleMania, they start cutting people's contracts in half. The New Day left because their contract got cut in half. 50% they wanted to cut, or maybe more. Could have been 50, could have been 60%. They wanted to take they wanted them to take a major pay cut, and then when they didn't, they basically just told them, okay, well, you're free to exercise your right to release, you know. And again, that's one of your teams that's been there for a crazy amount of time. Kofi's been there for 18 years. Xavier Woods, I think, for 15 or so years. They have been there for a while in this company. And they've been making merch sales for them for a while. The New Day sold like crazy and still continues to sell like crazy. And they booted them. So imagine what if they did that to a team that still sells well and still gets, good performances out of them and people still enjoy them. Imagine what they're going to do to somebody like a Gargano who nobody cares about. Yeah. Like a Gargano, what is it, Candice LeRae, that, again, nobody really cares about up on WWE's main roster.
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, Perez, a Miz, a Kit Wilson. People like that where they're out there, but they're not doing something. Yeah, Waller, Imagine what they're...
Somehow, Sami Zayn is still employed.
That's because we can't fire Sami Zayn. He might go restart PWG.
Let him.
Steen might go with him.
Let him. If you think they're up to it, let them.
We can't let Racist Steen go.
Why not?
Because we want all the races in our company.
Right now.
He's injured right now.
Exactly. So what difference does it make if he goes elsewhere?
Well, we want all the races in our company. That's what we want. Him and Racist Excalibur might go restart PWG where they can be racist together.
I think Excalibur is a little too comfortable where he is.
I think that they should fire Excalibur, yeah.
You're a terrible commentator.
Yes. And that's without even getting into the racism. That's just your skills. Your skills are bad. You're not good.
Lack of skill.
Yeah. Where's that clip of the guy
That's a
screaming?
Funky, commentator group.
Yeah. It's horrible over in AEW. Shivani hates his job.
Taz looks drunk half the fucking time. He's out there, not all the time.
He's pulling ECW Jones.
And exactly. And Excalibur, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, you forgot about Nigel.
Nigel's barely there.
Nigel McGuinness. It's a great day.
Every now and again, we're blessed
with Nigel
with
McGuinness.
Don Callis' presence. His great commentary.
You got the potential for a better commentary team in AEW. All you gotta do is fire Excalibur and Taz. Put Nigel McGuinness and put that Ian Riccaboni dude in there. That's good enough.
Get rid of Shivani.
Leave Shivani.
For what?
Because it's funny.
He looks miserable.
Good. You get to stay and be miserable. You old relic.
And last night he didn't even say you sting.
Yeah. He did.
He did? When?
I think when announcing him, didn't he?
I don't think so.
It stank.
Yeah.
Stank. What is it? Yeah. Like, straight up, like, I keep saying that WrestleMania is garbage, and people are just gonna go, oh, you're reiterating yourself. Yeah, because that's all there is to say. Straight up, WWE's WrestleMania was trash.
Have next year's WrestleMania to look forward
Exactly. To. Again, you do have next year's WrestleMania to look forward to.
Let me see. Let me guess. Your excuse is gonna be, well, it was in the Middle East. It was in Saudi Arabia. I already knew it was gonna be like this. Really?
Like, what people are going to say is that one's the greatest of all time, because I'm hearing that they're going to bring back The Rock and Stone Cold.
Wow. The Rock, okay, but let's just see that.
They want
garbage.
Stone Cold versus CM Punk.
Old ass. Man, Stone Cold makes CM Punk look like an infant.
Yeah. But that's what they want. They're going to go, oh, well, we're going to have this Saudi Arabia, then, it's going to be great. And then they're going to lie and say, oh, yeah, it sold however many million. No, it didn't.
It sold 50,000 tickets on a 6,000 seat arena.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Like, that's what it's going to be like the biggest lie of all time. You get them to build these arenas. And then, nobody actually, properly vets how many, seats are in there. And so you're just saying, numbers or whatever. Oh, this many people's there. Woo, yeah. Yeah, come on, woo. Yeah, we're best-selling.
There's always a number that hasn't been used before.
Exactly. Oh, we got 34,362 here today. And then on top of that, what are you going to do this WrestleMania in? Are you going to do it in a 30,000 seat arena? Because if you're going to do it in a 30,000 seat arena, you might as well drop it a little bit.
With their biggest stadium they have.
I think it's 80,000.
No holes. Close to 60,000, but they have never been able to
fully get 60,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it's that. I guess that's what they're going to go for. So you're going to go for 60,000. Dude, at that point, just drop it down to 20-some thousand and go to Madison Square Garden. Might as well just do that.
They can't. That ramp is too long.
Yeah, we need a long ramp.
The ramp and the stage. Nothing good happens on that stage.
Yeah, it's great.
What happened on that stage was something very embarrassing. Wasn't it? The band playing Becky Lynch's theme.
Yeah, lip syncing, and that thing that
people
also
paid to watch people lip sync.
And that gets into another thing, is that WWE gave those guys a non-live mic due to we don't want you to say anything wrong, we don't want you to say anything that's on your mind, and
standing there, and next thing you know, the man has come around and wow.
If you look at it, we could get into this in a whole separate podcast, but the reason they didn't give that guy a live mic is because the guy doesn't like Trump, so he might say something bad. He might say something offensive to us. We can't have that.
So you're telling me that to those watching at home,
yes,
that there wasn't a delay. It was live.
No, there was a delay, but they still didn't want him to say it at all. Because they would have had to explain, well, what did he censor? And then, the people in the arena might have heard it. That's the thing. They were worried that he would have said something offensive, maybe something along the lines of Free Palestine or something like that.
He's the idiot that
would say that. Would ruin...
to perform.
Yeah, would ruin his WrestleMania performance by shouting something that's going to get him booted off the stage immediately.
No.
Because what he's saying isn't...
You gave him you didn't give him a live mic.
Yeah. What he's saying isn't... What he would have said isn't bad or isn't offensive. But to WWE, it would be offensive. So, by extension, it would be ruining your WrestleMania performance because you're getting booted off stage as soon as you say your thing. Even though, again, it's not offensive, yeah. No, they probably rip you off stage before you finish that theme. No, you can't. Becky Lynch herself.
Imagine she gets on the mic.
The man has come around. But that's what it is they did give this dude a live mic because they were scared he's going to say some, about Palestine or about ICE and stuff like that. something that's not offensive at all and should basically be common sense, but somebody would have taken it to be offensive backstage in WWE and they would have booted him off. So that's why they didn't give him a live microphone. They were scared of what he was going to say. And thus, I believe he did that on purpose, the whole thing, like, bad lip syncing thing. Because, like, yo, I'm not going to lip sync to this and hide the fact you didn't give me a live mic. Should start singing Fletcher's theme or something.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, because it
How
makes
do you agree to that?
it
That was
makes
a
him
terrible
look
performance.
it makes him look bad. It makes the rest of the band look bad because now they got a fake playing their instruments as well.
No, GCW had somebody play somebody's.
It was a
theme.
thing. I think it was what is it? It was Wheatus with Nate Webb.
No. It was Cardona's.
Yeah.
Always
On
ready.
the thing on
that was
the
better.
Hammerstein. Yeah, that one was cool. Thing, and then also they got the actual band to play Nate Webb to the ring, which was awesome. Thing, what is it? Yeah, when GCW puts on a better show, and they didn't just do it once, they did it twice. The ECW Arena show was a better show than most of WrestleMania. I may not have liked a couple of the matches, but still, they put on a better main event than WWE did. Kogar versus Marcus Mathers. Atticus Kogar.
Garbage.
Marcus Mathers, in your mind, may be garbage, but that was a great match. Thing, I say it's better than anything WWE's put out there.
Marcus Mathers is garbage. People, don't watch him. He's awful.
Any thing that was better than any match WWE put out there at WrestleMania, and straight up at this point, just put Marcus Mathers in your main event.
Stupid.
Yes.
I mean, were you going for Marshall Mathers?
I think that might be his real name. That's the worst part. I think that is his actual name. His actual name might just be Marcus Mathers. All right, Marcus.
I think that's your name, but I mean, if that's your wrestling name, dang.
That's great. Thing, but what is it? Yeah, still, he put on a better match. Him and Atticus Kogar put on a way better match than anything that was on WrestleMania. And, like, straight up, I could say right now that WWE should just put Marcus Mathers in their title picture. Just do it. He's already shown that he can have better matches than half your wrestlers can. What's Cody going to do for you? What's Cody going to do for you?
That's what they should focus
There,
on.
You should give these WWID people NXT.
Yep.
Put a Starboy Charlie, because you have him. You have Marcus Mathers. You have Jack Cartwheel. Take them all, chuck them into NXT, let them run wild. Because that's who should be.
Steele, and she walked.
Yeah, and she walked. They had a thing like we've seen her once, Zara Zacher.
Yeah.
She walked.
See?
Thing like half your roster walked after a little bit. They don't want to be there. And again, you're not even signing the big names out in the indies. Like let's go a Drew Parker. It's a well-known person out in the indies. Again, Atticus Kogar, you said was too small for it. He's too small, but Marcus Mathers and him are the exact same size. Jack Cartwheel's shorter than him.
Mm-hmm.
Atticus Kogar's too short. Drew Parker can't get signed, I assume, because of the scars or because of the death matches.
They need to get over this whole, size thing. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Not every guy in your roster is gonna be built like Hulk Hogan.
7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
They need to get rid of. They need to stop that.
Yeah, and look, there's so much talent out there in the indies that they don't even try to get. Bust in the brain. Alec Price may not be the best.
Is the closest thing to someone being as bad as Marcus Mathers.
Alec Price, while not the best in the ring, is still a good talent to have. Him and Jordan Oliver. That's two right there that you could have had. You could have had a tag team right there ready to be, put in NXT. You help them, get a bit better of a gimmick because this gimmick's kind of whack. But, you help them get a bit better of a gimmick, and then you chuck them up to the main roster. That's all you need. That is the perfect talent for developing.
That works, I agree.
Again, like, as I said on Marcus Mathers, you got to get him a gimmick. You have to help him find his gimmick, because that's what he's missing.
The gimmick is that.
Yeah, and you need a different gimmick.
Marshall Mathers.
No, it's not. It's not that one. That's Christian Napier's gimmick.
So that's the real Slim Shady?
He acts like it. He acts like he's trying to be a white rapper. It's horrible.
I know.
What is it? But look, you got to get Marcus Madden as a gimmick. That's all. That's all you need to do because he's good in ring. You know, you can get it. You get him a gimmick. You get him a little bit better with mic skills because he's not the worst on the mic. And then you put him in NXT and bam, you know, and then you send him out to main roster. That's what you need. But rather than that, WWE would rather, we're gonna ID you and that's
you
it.
Leave him down there forever with no intentions of bringing him up.
No, that's Noam Dar. Noam Dar is not making it out of NXT. Andre Chase was. Andre Chase was kept there. That's wrong. They kept Andre Chase down at NXT. Said that he wasn't ever gonna make it up on main roster. That's messed up, you know, because Andre Chase was not bad.
No, he wasn't.
That gimmick could have worked up on main roster. The fans were into it. They liked it. You know,
First thing they did was they got rid of the Duke.
I think, that is the worst thing. They got rid of the VIP. Was it the VIP?
The MVP.
The MVP. They got rid of the MVP. Duke Hudson. They pulled away Thea Hale. They fired the Riley Osborne guy, and now this dude
got fired.
Yeah, and now this dude's Chase U without a U around him. He's just Andre Chase. And then they tried to give him a new Chase U with Dave Finley's brother and some other guy. And people didn't care. You know, and then they fired him. It's like, yo, straight up, you sabotage everybody yourself. Like,
they did that to Thea Hale. You win.
Yep.
Because the other one
didn't kick out.
The big name didn't kick out.
It's on you.
It's on you.
Yeah. And that's my issue as well. Is like, look, how long until they take a Marcus Madden and fire him and claim, it's because he wasn't developing? You know you gotta put in the work to develop him. And you're not. What you've done for the guy, all you did was get him on a meal plan, get him bigger. That's it. You got him to put on size. Cool. Where's anything else that you're helping
You
with?
want somebody with size, with skills, with talent.
Oh.
I mean, you have an Ace Austin.
Yeah.
You could have gotten that. What are they going to say about Ace Austin?
No, he's garbage. He's too short.
Okay. But ahead of even Ace Austin, which is he's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
You have Pac.
Yeah. And you let that go.
Forgot.
Yep, and you let that go.
These WWE fans seen what this guy looks like lately.
He's insane, yeah. And look, here, you want somebody with size.
So
you want somebody...
It don't matter if you're built. If you don't have height.
Yeah, they don't want you.
Yeah.
And do you want somebody with height?
Imagine somebody like 7 feet tall, but skinny like Kevin Durant.
That's Jordan Oliver. Jordan Oliver is crazy tall and as skinny as possible. Dijak.
I don't know what the hell they want them.
Yeah. And like, look, they fired Dijak.
Maybe the Big Show.
That's what they want, yeah. And so, I got an attraction for you just like that. Guy's got size, guy's got skills, he's got strength, he's got weight, he's got height. Sam Stackhouse.
Yeah, they will never hire Sam.
They would never. But Sam Stackhouse is great.
Yes, he is.
You know? Guy is incredible in that ring. Yeah. They hired Will Cruz. And that guy, I think, should do good. And all WWE fans have spent the past, couple weeks doing is whining. Oh, this guy doesn't belong in WWE. He's not in shape. He's not this. He's not that.
He's not in shape, but Solo is.
Yeah. Someone think.
Whatever Fatu is.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu. Somebody said
JC Mateo.
Someone said Will Cruz looks like he runs a McDonald's like a drill instructor. Man, he does. Mm-hmm. He does look like it. But you got straight up, you got talent out there on the indies that you could use. A KJ Orso.
Definitely.
KJ Orso is insanely good. Guy is great. Nothing. No wanting to sign him. Why don't you go sign Manders? Hey, get Manders out of GCW. Why don't you take Manders? Yeah, he's whack, so you could take him at this point.
Boring.
Manders is whack. Manders is boring.
I don't know. Between Manders and FTR.
I don't think there's worse than those three. They should just chuck. They should just chuck Manders in there.
Put them together in Send Stokely to GCW. There.
Stokely versus Atticus Coger. Stokely versus Otis Coger. There, I'll take that match. I don't get snapped in half.
Good.
Be great.
Big Stoke deserves it.
But like, look, there's so many people out there. You know, over the past, like just the past couple years recently, that you could hire and you don't want to. There's so much great talent out there. You know, you've passed up on a Megan Bain. You've passed up on an Atticus Coger. You passed up on Jordan Oliver. You passed up on, you know, a thing. Who else could I go here? You passed up on a KJ Orso. Again, a Sam Stackhouse. You know, you could even get a Janela at this point and it'd be an improvement to your company.
Take Mr. Danger.
Yeah, a Mr. Danger who you can grow and develop as well. A Teriyaki, another person that you can grow and develop. You know, who else is there that you can grow and develop? They have a Marcus Mathers. Might as well hire Jimmy Lloyd. You know, you want to grow and develop people and make them into stars. You got to actually put in the effort.
I don't think you can do anything with Jimmy Lloyd. Jimmy Lloyd is so out of shape.
You can do something with Jimmy Lloyd.
Do what?
Deathmatch gauntlet. You have to make your way through every member of this company and beat them all in a deathmatch thing to win. To, like, keep your job.
Jimmy Lloyd is crazy out of shape.
Jimmy Lloyd is also crazy garbage. Jimmy Lloyd, there is not a redeeming factor of Jimmy Lloyd. Jimmy Lloyd looks like Sasquatch if Sasquatch was shorter.
James Earl of Lloyd.
Yeah, James Earl of Lloyd. But like, look, there's so many young talents out there that you can, that you could develop. I even forgot there's a Charles Mason out there that you could sign right now, put him up on main roster, and he'd be crazy. You know, there is a Richard Holiday.
Yeah.
You know, you want a big monster. There's Mike Pero.
Yeah.
You know, Pero and Pero's husband. Pero pile driving his husband.
Abuse.
Yeah, abuse.
I haven't seen him no more.
Yeah, Pero's husband disappeared.
Yeah.
But, like, look, you have all these talents out there just in GCW, and again, that's just in GCW. I forgot about Mance. They got Mance. They didn't want to use Mance. They had Mance the TNA invasion and never used Mance there, too.
Old Mance.
Yeah. And you didn't want to use Mance. Oh, we don't want Quirt Miller. You don't want Quirt.
That's why you get an old Mancer.
Yeah, no, he's Quirt Miller. Everybody likes Quirt Miller.
Use him like that.
That's a horrible name.
That's why you use the Southern Psychopath.
Like, you could use an Effie. Effie's great. You know, there's Effie. There's an Alley Catch.
Alley Catch, yeah.
Is that right there?
She might be heading over there now.
Could be. You know, and hey, that's good for her. You know, you get your money. You know, and hopefully you get your exposure. And hopefully you get to actually showcase your skills and, you know, show that you are, you know, really good out there. And I think is that as well, is that WWE's not focusing on signing people that they're going to actually do something with. They're signing names that they don't care about just because they don't want any other company to have them.
Yeah. That's costing you money.
But it's also costing you time. Yeah.
You know, a spot on the roster.
Mm-hmm. And
just so Tony Khan don't sign them?
Yeah. And half the time Tony Khan doesn't want to sign them.
We're about to find out with all the cuts.
Yeah. I've heard
like the JC Mateo.
I've heard the New Day is the only one that's going over to AEW. New Day is the only person that Tony Khan wants to do that Young Bucks match. You know, because that's years in the making at this point. I
got the Bucks.
They have been trying to set up this match for legitimate years, you know, and wanted to make that a thing. Unfortunately, they can't get Big E now, you know, and make it a 3-on-3, but they could still do the Bucks versus, you know, the New Day. But when you look at it, though, there's so many people out there in WWE, like, that are not doing anything, that this WrestleMania just stunk for even showcasing your talent. Because it was bare bones. It's the same couple people that you've had over the past, you know, few years. I'm shocked Dragon Lee got a spot in that ladder match.
The funny thing is, they wanted a match.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted Rey Mysterio versus Gunther.
Yes.
They said Mysterio was hurt.
Yep.
But he still competed.
Tells me Mysterio lied. Because it's what they want that Gunther match for. Is they want to retire Mysterio, and Mysterio don't want to retire like that. Mysterio basically said, I want to retire against my son, me and him, mask versus career. That's how he wants to, think like, what is it, mask versus hair, and then he gives up his career.
Maybe that's why this guy's been growing the hair.
Yeah, and it's like, WWE refuses to book it. They don't want Dominic to retire Rey Mysterio. They want Gunther to. They want his retirement to line up with their booking plans. And, again, that makes it an issue.
Wins.
Yeah.
Company always wins.
And look, while we're talking about Gunther, look at his terrible match at Mania. Him versus Seth. It was a quickly booked match with no story going into it that they just slapped on there and tried to slap some story about how Paul Heyman paid Gunther to take out Seth. Why wouldn't Paul Heyman...
remember who won that match.
It was Gunther. Seth passed out.
Oh, yeah.
Due to the choke. It was whack. Yes, it was garbage. Like at this point in time, Seth Rollins is not, a star anymore. Seth Rollins is a dude with a bad knee who don't have it anymore. He's washed up. He's out of ring shape. He can't do it. The guy's slow. He's sluggish. Every move looks like, it takes more and more out of him to do.
Mean, look at these two guys punking him out. Dawkins and Ford.
Mm-hmm.
What are they called again?
The Street Profits.
The Street Profits.
Yeah.
Damn. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. You're out there in segments looking like a scrub
like
compared
Jericho
to him.
looking for
tag
a tag team
partners
to help him out.
Yeah. Like, it's sad, It's sad to see this guy out there as one of their main attractions. You could tell his body don't have it anymore. His brain says yes, his body says no. That's the thing. Him and CM Punk, you can tell that they're getting they're way too old for this. They don't got it no more. It happens to all wrestlers.
Snap when he got cold old.
Yeah. It happens to all wrestlers. All wrestlers will reach a time where their body is in too much pain and they have to retire. For certain wrestlers, that could be in their 30s. For some, it could be in their 40s. For some, it could be in their 50s. For some, it never happens. With CM Punk and Seth, it seems like it's happened right now. Like, CM Punk came in from AEW, had a couple months in WWE, 2023, didn't look that bad, but as soon as he got injured at that Rumble, and he came back, that was the issue. Yeah. When he came back from that injury, he looked sluggish, he looked old, and he looked like worse than ever. Yeah. And then on top of that,
was 3 years ago.
Exactly. And you got Seth. You have Seth Rollins out there who looks like straight up garbage. Seth Rollins has never been the same since his injury, back in the day, that first knee injury. But if we want to go...
injury angles that they put into storylines, they're affecting him too.
Yeah, because now, but
his credibility...
It's the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, is gone.
Seth calls injury, and people go, you're just going off on us.
They don't have anything for you, so you want attention.
Yeah, and if you look at it like a Seth, when it really started, when his downfall really started, because I'm not going to say his downfall started back in 2016, because he was still putting on okay matches after that, and ruining Balor's career. But, it happened in 2021, let's say, the Monday Night Messiah, then coming in as the visionary and changing that, and that whole, I'm the Joker thing. That thing, it was horrible.
Ridiculous, yeah, it's bad. It's not good, and it's not funny.
Because you're not the Joker. You are not good enough to give a convincing Joker performance. No, you are like straight up just a whack wrestler who's coasting off of the Shield, and they need to mention the fact that he was in the Shield every single time that he's out there. And then also, half his storylines revolve around things that happen in the Shield. He betrayed Roman, so now we're going to have to match him up against Roman again. If Ambrose was still there, they'd still be going crazy. Ambrose versus Seth for who gets to fight Roman in the main event of Mania. A triple threat between the Shield. You're coasting off of something that happened almost... It's 2020... It's 2026, like 14... Yeah.
Ring of Honor.
Sami Zayn's still coasting off of Ring of Honor, It's been 14 years since what is it, the Shield. It's not good anymore, you know? Like, Seth's credibility is dried up, it's gone, it's died out. Because there's nothing. When you do the exact same thing, no matter what, nonstop, and don't change a single thing, nobody's going to care. You know? And it's that Seth is stale, Seth is boring, and they put him out there to have a match with Gunther. Gunther's already boring, you know? And so now you got two boring wrestlers, one who can't keep up with the other one, having a match. You can't do that, you know? You will break Seth. And basically, they kind of did. And then Seth got kicked in the eye by Breakker. How do you kick somebody in the eye? On a spear.
Yeah.
It was a spear. A terrible spear. He didn't even like spear him. He basically just rolling thunder kicked him Justin Gaethje style. What is that? I gotta go forward.
Yeah, that did look pretty bad.
Breakker is bad at spears as well. Breakker is very bad at spears.
Fastest,
Like he was really good at spears down at NXT when he speared the soul out of Odyssey Jones, Carmelo Hayes, took Andre Chase out for like 3 months with a spear. You know, that was crazy. And then they brought him to main roster and he hit that first spear on like I think it might have been Carlito. Yeah. And he changed up everything because that's how WWE wants him. So now he barely connects on those spears. Because, it makes it look cooler. And it's like, no, it makes it look weaker. Why do you have a worse spear than Jey Uso does? Jey Uso's spear is like a flying crossbody. It's horrible.
Yeah, he throws his weight.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to do a spear. And yet he's doing a better spear than Breakker. You know? Like, straight up at this point in time, Breakker stinks. And again, that's why I complain so much about the WWID, thing, because you have these people there, you have these younger talents that you could be, interjecting into your storylines and making them into big future stars for you, but you don't. What are you looking for in a Marcus Mathers that you have not already found, and the reason that you haven't fired him yet? I'm being straight up. Because if you haven't found what you're looking for in him, why wouldn't you fire him?
He does charity work, honestly. Because you're not going to do anything with these guys.
I think it is, yeah. I think that the WWID things at this point, charity work, it rehabs their image.
Send them to NXT.
Yeah.
That's the future. That's where they belong.
No, they get Evolve. Evolve with the no-name college failures who couldn't make it in their sport and have to come and infect wrestling. That's where they're put down with.
From there, you graduate.
Yes, but you don't get the opportunity to graduate. Marcus Mathers barely has matches on Evolve. Same with Jack Cartwheel. Same with Starboy Charlie. Starboy Charlie's now having matches on Evolve. Jack Cartwheel before his injury was having matches on AAA. That's what he was doing. Like they barely use them for actual ID purposes. They're just extras that we barely pay, and then we could use them. Yeah. And then we can, if we don't like if they're gonna fight somebody out in the Indies that's AEW, we might be able to change that a little bit. They don't, because look, like Marcus Mathers just fought thing with Bustin' the Brain to fight the Rascals, so they obviously don't care enough about that, But it's more of like if you're gonna fight like MJF and lose, we might not want that, because Marcus Mathers did win his match.
Yeah.
Like you look at it though, you have these WWID people like a Marcus. Again, I keep mentioning Marcus Mathers, Jack Cartwheel, Starboy Charlie. I keep mentioning those three specifically because those three come in from GCW. I've seen those three multiple times. I know what they can do. I know that they can put on good matches. Especially a Starboy Charlie who's really good in that ring and a really good person to have if you want young talent in your company. But again, they keep using that excuse for people out on the indies that they're too small. I point specifically to an Atticus Cogar. If he's too small, then what are you going to do with a Starboy Charlie who's shorter than him?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with a Marcus Mathers who's the same build as him? What are you going to do with a Jack Cartwheel who's shorter than him? I could go even further. Hiromu Takahashi, who they're hiring, the Time Bomb. He's shorter than, I believe, all three of them. All four of them.
You're hiring him for a reason, and it might be
it's the AEW thing. That's what it is. New Japan?
To New Japan, maybe.
I think it's the AEW thing, because AEW would gladly take, the Time Bomb, because they've had him wrestle there before. and they don't want another person from, you know, a major company to go to AEW. Like, look, you've had Will Ospreay go, you've had Mercedes Moné go, you've had Okada go.
People and actually do something.
No, they're there to stall. We're here to stall your career and make it so, you know, you're not doing anything. So when you leave our company, people don't care about you. And thus you can't go to AEW.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. And look, again, is that, what are you going to do with any of these people if Atticus Cogar is too small for you? And Atticus Cogar is 5'10". Yeah. Oh, he's too skinny. None of the people that I mentioned are any bigger than this guy is. So again, it creates a thing of, what do you have planned for these people other than waste their time? Same with the Vanity Project. The Vanity Project might all be tall, but they're all crazy skinny.
I'm surprised they haven't hired Cody's nephews, honestly.
I'm shocked they haven't. Straight up, I'm shocked. But I also don't know if they're a thing. I don't know if they're both 18 yet. I don't know. Because, you know, they could just not be, so I couldn't tell you. That could be the thing.
They look old as hell.
They do, but again, they just look like Cody with a wig. Thing. So, like, you know, I don't know if they're 18 yet. I don't. Because I know that's what stopped WWE from hiring, like, Nick Wayne and Billy Starks, and that's why I don't mention them in the young talent, because that one kept them from hiring them. And then Tony Khan went and said, yep, nope, we're offering you contracts. Nick Wayne had a contract for like 3 years prior to when he signed with AEW. And then Billy Starks, Tony Khan, I believe, Tony Khan, they said, flew to her graduation to give her a contract. Because he saw, you know, talent in her. And again, it's like a thing of that. I could say Tony Khan not using those two how he should. Those two are young. Those two are, you know, very good in the ring.
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but bring them up to AEW. They've been there for a while down in Ring of Honor. They're good. Put them up in AEW. Have Nick Wayne go and win the TNT title. Have him hold it for a while. You know, have a Billy Starks go and challenge for the TBS or the thing. Or the women's title. Have that become, you know, have some of these young talents folded into the mix so you can use them instead of using the same talents over and over and over and over, you know? Because, like, how many times is Kevin Knight going to defend it against, like, a Hook or Daniel Garcia or a Yuta, you know? And nothing's going to come of it. Have a Nick Wayne. Maybe have, like, a best-of-5 series between him and Nick Wayne. Two young talents, two young up-and-coming stars, you know? Have them just go all in and have a great match.
Holy.
It'd be great. You know, I'm not saying that Tony Khan's doing the best with his young talent, but WWE's somehow doing worse. And Tony Khan's philosophy for young talent is put them down in Ring of Honor, they'll do something.
Yeah, that roster stacked.
Yeah. But that's the thing is, you know, when WWE's doing worse than Tony Khan, who doesn't do anything with his young talent, it's shocking, you know? And again, you have these young talents. You have the ability to do something with them. You don't want to because it takes too much effort. Again, as I said, a Marcus Mathers just needs a gimmick. Just needs a gimmick and a little bit of mic skills, and he's good enough to put on main roster.
A different name.
You can give him a different name. They would love to do that anyway. They gave Starboy Charlie Chaz Hall, so go give him another name. I think it's that. I think it's that Marcus Mathers sounds so horrible it fits perfectly in WWE. That's the thing. So that's why they haven't given him a new name yet. They don't care. It fits. So, you know, all you got to do, keep the terrible name, and just go and give him a new gimmick. Help him with some mic skills.
Name. It sounds too much like Marshall Mathers.
Exactly, that's what they want.
If it was Marcus Martinez, okay.
You could go with that. You can go with literally everything.
Hell, if it was Jeffrey Mathers,
yeah,
okay. But the whole Eminem thing, man, unless that's your real name,
I think
you picked a shitty ass
I think
name.
it might be his real name.
You know?
Which, I mean, man, that's unfortunate that you got a name that sounds like almost one-to-one with Eminem. Thing. But, you know, like, it's not even a diss on his name if that's his real name. It's more of a diss on wrestling name if that's your wrestling name. Because, like, again, if we go into wrestling names, there is one called Manders out there.
Oba Femi.
Dax Harwood.
Yeah.
Cash Wheeler.
Yeah.
These are horrible.
The
horrible
bastard pack.
You could just go Neville. Neville wasn't a good name either. You know, there's worse names out there.
Isn't
So
Neville from Harry Potter?
exactly. Yeah, they gave a British dude the name
British
Neville.
too.
Exactly. Because he was Pac before that.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, look, if you look at it, though, WWE just has to do a little bit of investing into some of these WWE ID people. If Jack Cartwheel's good enough to put on main roster right now, you don't need to change him at all.
If they start and evolve, then focus evolve on that, and then promote them to NXT.
To NXT, yep. Yeah. No, they don't do that. What they do is they rarely come in for Evolve tapings. They wrestle out on the indies. We slap our name basically on them. We give them a little bit of money, and then we release them. That's basically what it is. They don't care enough about the WWID people to actually develop them. Because I don't care what you're doing behind the scenes. What I am seeing right now, today, is that none of them have changed anything. Marcus Mathers is still out there, same gimmick. He's wrestled he wrestles slightly different. He wrestles a lot better now. I'll say, hey, WWE did that. They gave him better, in-ring skills. Okay, cool. He still has the same gimmick. He's still just about where he was on the microphone, before signing to the WWID thing. The guy hasn't shown any sort of, crazy improvement under WWE, and that's not on him.
What WWE will say was that he just got a title opportunity a few days ago.
Yeah, and that's not because of you. Saying. That's not because of WWE. That's because of himself. Because the guy's good. And also because Coger's starting to run out of people to defend that title against. He's defended against everybody, usually not in the main event. Messed up. Bear Bronson main events over him. But look, you have a Marcus Mathers out there. You just need to invest a little bit of Jack Cartwheel, Starboy Charlie. I keep mentioning them. You got the Vanity Project, who's terrible. And you're pushing them over everything.
Cody's nephew.
Yeah, you got Cody's nephews. Might as well, you got them out there. You could sign them. You have a Hank and Tank out there. Why are they still in NXT? Yeah. You have Alexis King out there. What are you going to do? Change something with Alexis King.
No, get rid of him, honestly. You're not going to do anything with that guy.
You got Brogan Finley. You need to change something up with that guy because he's the most generic person possible. Dude is Sami Zayn levels of generic. There is no character here. It's just me.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. You need to change up something with these people.
Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
And that's what I'm talking about. That is a gimmick.
No catchphrase.
Yeah. You don't need catchphrase. You need character. Look at Orange Cassidy, for example. He is a very successful character, in wrestling. And he straight up is, just successful off of his character. He wrestles as his character. He acts as his character. Every moment he's in character, it's great. Same with MJF. MJF is always in character. Always in character. And that's what works. You need character in wrestling. And so again, that's why I say you need a gimmick for these people. I'm not saying you got to go all in and make, Candyman Marcus Mathers,
What's Candyman?
Candyman Jay White, yeah. I'm not saying you got to make Candyman Marcus Mathers. All I'm saying is that you got to give him something. His gimmick cannot be a low budget rip of busting the brain, because that's what he seems like. He seems like he's the third member of that. That's why it doesn't work. That's why his gimmick feels so weird. You feel like you belong with those two, but you don't wrestle with those two.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue. He would fit into a Hank and Tank pretty well. He don't got a name that matches. Hank, Tank, and Stank there.
Yeah, that works.
But you have him.
I like that name.
You have him, but he's got, this, you can make those into a three-peat of Nasty Boys.
Nasty Boys, good.
You could just redo that one again. Hank, Tank, and Stank, the Nasty Boys again. But, look, you got you got these people. You got, these wrestlers down in NXT that's not doing anything. You got your main roster stinking up the joint in WrestleMania, and that's what this all comes back to. WrestleMania is full of old talents that nobody cares about. They're full of the same people. If I don't see them this year, well, I'm going to see them next year when they wrestle next year, because all these people are going to be on the card. There is no reason to go and watch WrestleMania.
Next year, the main event, you're going to have at least
It's going to be
At
Roman.
least 2 of the 4 that main evented, and
Mhm.
Randy's definitely not gonna be one of them.
Yeah, it's going to be like Roman and Cody again, and it's going to be like, oh,
it could be against Seth. It can be against Breaker.
Yep, it's going to be the same 2 champions.
Jey Uso, maybe McIntyre. You bring him back. You know,
All roads lead to the same 2 champions in WWE, and again, that's why I've spent so long complaining about the NXT people and their lack of usage and their lack of, development of them, is the fact that you don't invest in these people. A gimmick doesn't work, and you keep making them use that gimmick until, you decide, oh, we're going to fire you.
This is what we have for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's on
Come
you to
up
make
with
it work.
different things. It doesn't work sometimes because the gimmick's so terrible. Like, look, I'll take a wrestler. She's not very good, but, it's still a gimmick. Izzy Dame. Her
She's
gimmick.
awful.
Yeah, she's horrible.
That gimmick is.
But her
terrible.
gimmick is literally just Mean Girl. Give her something to work with other than
with that name.
other than I'm mean.
With that name, shit.
Name's horrible.
You're lucky you even got that. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. They either lost all creativity.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just find funny to give these people
Horrible ideas.
Maybe they think we're so good. This company is so good. It's better than ever. Definitely more profitable than ever.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe anything Triple H says. But we don't even need to try. We don't need gimmicks. We don't need storylines.
Yeah.
To be successful. So we'll give people terrible names.
Uh-huh. And we'll give them terrible gimmicks. Yeah. And again, that's why I've been complaining, is because NXT is showing no development. They're showing nothing. There's nobody developing there. People run to you and say, oh, but what about Kalani Jordan? Kalani Jordan's gimmick is literally just...
And she's still stuck down there.
It's just, I'm happy to be here. Or sometimes it's, oh, well, I need to prove that I'm more dangerous and tough and that, I'm not just happy to be here. It's not a good gimmick, You got, I'm trying to think of somebody else. I'm trying to think of the men. Dark State is a low-budget rip of the Shield. Ain't nothing there. It's just whack. You got people that'll go, oh, we got Tony D'Angelo. What's Tony D'Angelo's gimmick right now? I'm sad. No, he's not the Don anymore. He's not the Don since he lost Stacks and, the other ones. So now he's just, I'm sad. I grew out my beard. Yeah. That's it. That's your gimmick.
But you won a championship.
Thing. Now. That's all it is. I'm sad. I grew out my beard. That's it. That's all I do. There's nothing to this. Where is your reasoning for your character? Where is anything? Where is gimmick, storyline, Your gimmick could be something as simple as the Don. The Don was a good gimmick. It worked. Trick Williams' gimmick right now of just being, hyped up about himself and feeling confident, he's basically the best wrestler in his mind. It works. You need a trait like that you could hone in on. Trick Williams being confident in himself and arrogant works. That works. Great. We found a gimmick for him. Someone like a Dragunov whose gimmick is just, I want to fight. That's a good enough gimmick. A Gunther whose gimmick is I'm the ring general. I want to beat everybody. That's a good enough gimmick. I'm not saying that we got to go all in on the, 80s and we got to bring back, Tatanka or something. I'm just saying that we got to get you something, a character trait, anything. Something that captures the audience and makes them want to watch you. Because right now, Alexis King with the gimmick of... What's his gimmick? Because it's not even the My Way, My Life. It's...
My Way, My Life.
He let go of that rock star
from the
thing.
90s.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You got Lexus King, whose gimmick started out as Rockstar. He wanted to be his own way in his own life and make his own name from his father. And now he's over there acting like a king.
Should have taken Pillman Jr.
Acting like a king while in Birthright, which is about, his father and what his father did and what all these wrestlers' famous fathers did. So you went from My Way, My Life to, actually, his way, his life and I'm his son. What a wonderful gimmick to give him.
It works.
Yeah, it's great. It makes it, it makes it so everybody loves it. Everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
And everybody also loves Lexus King.
And the system works.
No, it doesn't. But I think that's the perfect place to just wrap this up. Straight up, WWE's WrestleMania was horrible, and it's horrible for a multitude of reasons. And I think that at this point, they need to get those people out of the main event scene and get some fresh new faces and make some changes. Because there is no reason why you should still be having Roman Reigns as a champion in 2026 after he had a 4-year-long title reign.
What is Roman Reigns?
It could be anybody. It could be Mother Teresa for all I care. Still does not work. Garbage. Roman Reigns is whack.